Hello and good morning, everybody. This is Divim, and you are now watching Divim's Gaming Channel. How's everybody this morning? I hope you're all doing good. I am okay this morning, and we're going to be picking up where we left off yesterday in Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. So yesterday, a little quick recap. We infiltrated Yulmore, and we forced out Vothri, where he flew off to Mount Glug. So now we have gone and unenthralled his kingdom here and pretty much claimed Yulmore for ourselves, but we still got to go and hunt down Vothri and terminate him and free the land of his light corruption that he's got on this section of the world, and free the land of the light. So we got a few quests here in Yulmore. I'm gonna start working on those and get them out of the way so I can get some more levels, hopefully maybe some new gear. I don't know, we'll find out what they got for me. So let's start with Scattered to the Winds. Eriner is staring mournfully over the railing. My letters scattered by the winds. Whose idea was it to build a city with so many breezy walkways? No, in this too, I have no one to blame but myself. They are important to me, though, so I might ask you to search for them. There are three, all told. They likely came to rest in the derelicts, as these things tend to. Okay. So he wants us to go down to the derelicts and find 3 letters that he lost to the winds. All right, let's run over in here and grab the Queen Bee's quest. My heart will not go on. Yella. Yella. All right, the Queen Bee requires the assistance of someone willing to venture into less savory, a word which here means wealthy parts of the city. So the less wealthy parts of the city. More likely, it's going to send us down to the derelicts to do some kind of job for the Queen Bee. Pardon me for saying so, sir, but you have something of a different air about you than our usual clientele. Are you the bold and daring sort, perhaps? Wonderful. I require someone willing to undertake a dangerous mission. You understand? To venture to the derelicts. A word has reached me that our most popular honeybee, Solina, was spotted there of late. Both patrons and staff have had difficulty coping with the recent revelations, but Solina must have taken it harder than most. She hasn't returned to the beehive since. If you have the stomach for the task, I implore you, bring her back. Okay, so we got to go down to the derelicts to retrieve one of their workers. Okay, so looks like that's it for the canopy quests. All right, let's head down. Let's head on down. Okay, now we're in the understory. I think there was some quests down here too. Yeah, there's one quest here. Let's check to see how many journal entries I got left. I've got, no, I'm all filled up. All right, so let's head down to the canopy and get some of these quests taken out. Oh, not the canopy, but go down to the derelicts and get these quests taken care of. Okay, looks like the destination for one of our quests. Ah, tear-stained letter. There's one letter. Okay, come on. Gotta be another one around here somewhere. Ah, there's another tear-stained letter. Okay. Oh, there's a sightseeing log up there. I'm gonna go and grab that sightseeing log. And there's Selena. Alright, since we're here, we're gonna grab Selena. The queen bee is worried on my behalf? Oh dear. I'm sorry, but I can't return with you. My beloved, you see, he was caught up in the chaos, and I don't know. People saw him fall. It was right here that it happened, they told me. You must understand, if there's any chance that the sea didn't take him, that he swam ashore somewhere, or caught onto a piece of debris and hasn't found his way back yet, I need to keep looking. Please. Okie dokie. He's all forlorn. Ah, there we go. Here's the last letter. Alright, got all the tear-stained letters. I've got the quest for the queen bee pretty much done. Well, I still got to go up there and talk to her. It's not completely done yet. I don't got the green check mark yet. So I still got some doing to do on it. Alright. Alright. To the Ulmar Aetheryte Plaza. Okay. We'll turn in these tear-stained letters. Ah, there you are. Did you have any luck? Yes, I did. Here's your 3 tear-stained letters, buddy. Got them all. You found all 3? Wonderful. I cannot possibly express how difficult it would have been for me to rewrite them. Wait, now I've had a good look at you. Are you perchance one of those responsible from freeing us from Vothri's influence? I thought as much. You have my thanks for opening my eyes. I used to reside in the Crystarium, you know. But the moment I saw for myself what happens when the Eaters take a person, I truly understood, for the first time, that our world teeters on the brink of destruction. I was terrified. I knew I could do nothing to change fate, so I came to Ulmar, hoping to forget it instead, abandoned my work, my family, everything. And I felt no guilt for it, convinced as I was that nothing mattered. Now, though the scales have fallen from my eyes, I've always been a coward, and what I did was a betrayal of the highest order. And I know there's no going back. If nothing else, however, I can apologize for what I've done. So I labored over these letters, hoping to convey my contrition. I don't expect forgiveness, but I hope it might mean something, at least to those I left behind. I cannot alter what has been done, but I can change myself, try to be better, and you will always have my gratitude for giving me the ability to see that. You and your elven friend, both, thank you. All right. Standing atop a sunken ship, hoping for her beloved's return. How poetic. Indeed, sufficiently poetic that I am more concerned than ever she may do something rash. Very well, I will attend to her myself. Though I would feel much reassured for your presence, if you would be so kind as to accompany me. Alright, so we gotta head back down there and... Oh, there's another sightseeing log down here. I didn't realize. Ah. Alright, cool. Oh, why am I doing that? I can just do that. There we go. Nice. Let's close that out. I don't need the login notifications up at the moment. Alright, so we gotta head back down. Down to the buttress or into the derelicts. And we gotta head back down there by Selena. So I'm gonna teleport to... I could go to Night Soil Pots or to the southeast derelicts. Let's go to the southeast derelicts. There we go. Southeast derelicts, here we come. Selena, please, you must heed my words. It is not safe for you here. I don't care. What's the point in my being safe if he's not? There's a great deal of meaning in your being hale and whole, as I'm sure your sweetheart would agree. But if you will not believe that, consider this. Your chances of finding him would be significantly increased were you to ask for help. Allow me to demonstrate. My good sir, you have proven yourself fearless thus far. Might I impose upon you to assist in the search? I will personally ensure that you are rewarded for your efforts. I didn't think... I mean, everyone else told me to give up. Thank you. Of course, my earlier statement was not merely referring to your physical well-being. I will leave the search to you and our stalwart friend here, but do return to the beehive once you've located your beloved. I think you will find that your absence has been felt most keenly. All right. Selena's eyes implore you to aid in her search. Thank you for agreeing to help. I know that he's out there somewhere. I feel it. I should check below decks again. Well, I do. Could you search the Collusian coast in my stead? I've been thinking that he may have washed up there, but, well, it's crawling with vicious creatures. And I do have some sense of self-preservation. Look for an elf of about my age. You'll know him when you see him, I'm sure. He has silky hair and the most gorgeous smile. Alright, so now we gotta go out into Kalusia and search the coastline for her beloved. Sorry, we can't mount up here. So we'll go to an Aethernet crystal and we'll just teleport out to Kalusia. The path to glory. All right. Okay, so near, far, wherever you are. Okay, so this is one of the locations we could check out. If you washed up here, I guess, in the town. Or maybe it's down below. Ah, youthful elf. Here we go. That's what we're looking for. I can't say that I know any Selena, unless that would get me into Yulmore, in which case I definitely know her. No, you don't. Lion sack of something or other. All right. Okay, so that wasn't it. To the beach. Ow. That kind of hurt a little. All right, so silky haired elf. He's got some company too. All right. Okay, let's switch to healer mode. The Furious, I'll give you another just all greens, increase your timeout. And let's ready and let's go and rock and roll. There he goes. I'm saved. I was so tired after swimming to shore, you see, that I crawled over here and dropped off to sleep. I'm sure you can imagine my horror upon seeing those visages when I awoke. I've worried Selena? I had no idea I'd been gone so long. Of course I will return to Yulmore immediately. Please, join us there. I'm sure she'll want to thank you for all you've done. Okay. Just a little bit more to go. Now we're at Gate Town. Walking in front of a car. Sheesh. Okay, we're back into Yulemore. I've got no preference to which zone I go to. Let's go and turn this quest into Selena. She'll be super happy. Wait a minute. They over here? Oh yeah, they're over here. I thought she's over at the boat again. Alright, Selena. How glad I am to see you well. You're all right. Oh, what a relief. Of course I am. I wouldn't leave you all alone. You had better not. You really brought him back. I don't know how to thank you. Still, I'm surprised that the Queen Bee sent you. Perhaps he wasn't as angry as I thought. I used to work at the beehive as well, you see. But when the Queen Bee found out about our relationship, things became rather heated. I quit and have been eking out a living here ever since. I didn't expect him to understand, but he did help when no one else would. So I will return to the beehive as promised, and I'll work harder than ever. For my part, allow me to provide the reward you were offered, along with my sincere gratitude is the least I can do. All right. Brought together two star-crossed lovers. And now let's gonna go up to the understory and pick up that quest that was up there, and then I'm gonna head down here. Ooh, I got a sneeze coming on. Sorry, guys. Oh, Lord. All right, so up to the understory. I'm gonna pick up that quest. I wonder. No, can't jump it. Darn it. I can't blame me for trying. All right, so the quest is down there. The Yulemoran soldier has it. Name of the quest is One Good Meal. The Yulemoran soldier requires some assistance in his endeavor to raise the spirits of his city's people. Haven't we met somewhere? Oh, it's you. I saw you fight. You were so strong, so confident, but so careful not to injure any of the civilians. Maybe you'd be interested in helping out with what I'm planning. I'm a fairly decent cook. Actually, I sometimes feel as if that's the only thing I'm good at. And I thought it might bring people comfort to know that they could come here and get a decent meal. The trouble is, there are too many options as to what I could prepare, and I'm not much for making decisions. I would simply ask around, but civilians tend to get a bit nervous when a member of the army starts asking questions, and I don't want to cause anyone more distress. That being the case, would you mind asking a few people what sort of dishes might lift their spirits? I don't need the recipes, just the ideas. All right, let's run around and talk to people about what kind of meals they might enjoy to make them more at ease. Okay, Chadwick, what you got? Free meals? Yes. That would certainly improve the mood around here. As for what people would enjoy, perhaps a dish that they've never had before? Though I'm not terribly familiar with anything other than Vobertite cuisine myself. Okay. I don't think there's any more down here I need to talk to. Still need to try to figure out how to get that sightseeing location. I got pretty close to it yesterday when I tried jumping at it while sprinting. I just fell short. Maybe I just had to wait a little bit longer for the actual jump, maybe? See there. So the sightseeing log is right there. Ah, just missed it again. I don't know. It may forever be unobtainable for me. So the heck with it. I ain't gonna keep trying. Okay, let's see. Looks like up at the canopy there's somebody I could talk to. Charoy. All right. Food that would lift my spirits? Vobert muffins, maybe? My mother often used to make them. Okay, so looks like some Vobertite type cuisine. Got muffins and something people have never had before. So let's see. Next step is go down to... I'm gonna go down to the nice soil pots and see what we got down there. All right, so next person we need to talk to is over here. Could have just went to the southeastern Airlex because it's right there at that Aethernet crystal. All right. Moshele or Lee or something, I don't know. How about Collusion stew? It was a popular dish before the flood, apparently. All I really know is that it's meant to incorporate a variety of seafood, but I've always wanted to try it. Seems a shame that I've never had the traditional food of my homeland. Yeah, that is kind of a shame. All right, so let's go back to... I think the mainstay is the... Let's go back up to the understory. Yep, the mainstay. Oh, you wrote them down. Thank you. Let me see. Ah, Vobert muffins and Collusion stew? I've made those for my patrons before. I'll need fresh seafood from Stilltide, but that shouldn't be an issue. As for a dish that people in Newmore haven't had before, what do you think? Have you come upon anything in your travels outside the city that people might enjoy? Nothing is so comforting as one of Mole's booze on a chill evening. Perhaps a relaxing cup of herbal tea to pair with the meal. Basilisk stew has been known to increase morale. Well, you already got a stew from the Collusion stew. You've got the Vobert muffins. So that's your dessert. Probably, I'm gonna say a herbal tea to pair with a meal. Yes, that does sound pleasant. You can't focus solely on the food after all. I have the slightest idea of what an Ishgard is, but I'd certainly be willing to try brewing tea with lily bulbs. I'll prepare each of these with care they deserve, and hopefully my fellow Umorans will find some solace in sharing a warm meal. I'm off to fetch ingredients, but before I go, here's a little something that I prepared for you. As thanks, I hope it suits your tastes. Ovim cordon bleu. Ooh. Okay, so now it's off to the derelicts to do those quests. So I am going to go to the Glory Gate. Not to be confused with that other glory opening. Bumped. All right, so we're down in the buttresses. This is where the bulk of our quests are. Let's see, what do we got around here? We got Children of the Derelicts. Oh no. Hopefully they're not like the Children of the Corn. Rebuild, reuse, recycle. Brown dyes. They might just grab the money out of this one. She appears to be in considerable distress. Oh, stranger, please tell me you saw a group of 4 children while making your way here. I swear, they vanished in the space of an eye blink. I've told them it's dangerous to wander about by themselves. What with the damage from the riot and the sheer drop to the ocean below. But they never listen, and now I can't find them anywhere. Would you please help me search for them? The longer they're left to their own devices, the greater the chance that they will come to harm. Bad parenting. Alright, gonna pick up the recycling quest. Tui Shear could use some assistance with repair work. Are you busy? If not, I would greatly appreciate some help with repairing this shed. It's something of a mess at the moment. I'm low on lumber, but it'll take ages to get the work done if I have to stop and hunt down more materials. Can you bring me 4 solid-looking planks for the time being? Some of the wood from the old sunken ships ought to still be fit for use. Alright. Gotta go and scavenge some planks. Let's find those boys. Ah, there's one of the boys. Tell Mother that we're not going near the ocean, so we'll be fine. And tell me if you find anyone else. Alright. That's one child. There's gotta be another one kicking around here somewhere. I gotta play a game of hide and seek. Oh yeah. Gotta check inside this building. Ah, there we go. Nervous girl. Eek! Oh, you aren't it. Whew. There's 2 of them. All right. So we got a mosey on because we found the 2 that were in this area. Alright, where's this? Ah, these are the planks down here, okay. Oh, there's a Carefree Boy too. Nice, 2 for 1. Mother wants us home, but we're playing hide and seek. You're supposed to stay away from the ocean too. Yeah, there's 1 length of ship lumber. 2 lengths of ship lumber. 2 more lengths to go. One more. Where is this last piece? Up top. Okay, cool. Notice a glittering object wedged in the crevice between 2 boards. Extracting it from its hiding place, you see that it's a ring. One that has fared rather poorly in the elements. Perhaps Tui Shear will know to whom it belongs. Yeah, me, because I found it. Haha. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. But before I head back to Tui Shear, I'm going to grab that last kid. Okay, where are you hiding, kid? I'm gonna wring your scrawny neck if you're anywhere near the water. Ah, you're near the water. Hush, I'm hiding. Okay, Tui Shear, you're the first to receive your boards. Did you find the lumber? What's this? A ring? Oh, it's a customs ring. They used to serve as authorization for traders to enter Yulmore. How do I know? Well, I used to work in the shipyard. As a matter of fact, read a lot about its history at the time. Someday, I'd like to rebuild one of those old ships, make it fit to sail the world on grand adventures once again. A far cry from stripping the same vessels for shed materials, but a man can dream. I'll give you a portion of my pay for this job as thanks for your help. I thought about splitting my lunch with you instead, but the money is probably more portable and considerably less ripe at this point. All right, now let's talk to the woman, give her back her kids. Oh, for the love of... But I'm glad they're safe, thank you. I may be a bit too cautious, I admit, but you must understand we have no way of knowing what's going on above. When that monster suddenly appeared in the sky, I didn't know what to think. And what if there are more? I'm their mother. It's my job to keep them safe. And I will. Oh, I'm going to make them scrub so many pots for this. Okay, so we've got 2 of the quests down here whacked out of the way. Now we got to go and pick up some more. Oops. Let's see, we got 1 down over here. Let's go around this building here. This one is the Invisible Hand. Zoe Chor. Okay. The Mistel perched on the elegant chair before you. Looks as if she could teach you a thing or two. Greetings, sinner. If you're wondering about the chair, a little perk of my trade is getting to keep the odd luxury good for myself. I'm a provider, you see. Think of me like a merchant, except I don't set up shop. I just figure out what people need and make sure they get it. Now, seems to me that you need is an interesting way to occupy your time. I could provide that, and in return, you will bring me back some information. Sound fair? Yeah, I suppose so. It's a deal. Now, as I've said, I need information, and lots of it. Things like what just happened here. They change the status quo, you see, and that changes demand. Makes people need more of some things, want less of others. I have to make sure that I get the right goods in the right quantities, else it's a waste of time. And that's where you come in. You'll ask around here in the derelicts and come back and tell me what's in demand. Of course, you can't always trust people to tell you what they need, or even to know it. Come to that. You've got your prudent folks, but you've also got your melodramatic fools, and those who can't add 2 and 2 to save their lives. Make sure you mind what sort you're talking to. Okay. Bustalo. Typically when Zola asks, I tell her we need some firewood, a few foodstuffs, and glue. But not, a whole lot of glue. Now, not more firewood, but not less either, and I'm not sure about the rest. Wow, you were very helpful. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. We got another person way down over here. Where is this person? Ah, there it is. Mathesol. All right, Mathesol. Well, since you're asking, I could certainly do with some extra glue. There's a lot of damage here. As for how much, about twice what I'd normally use, I'd say. Okay, so we need a lot of glue. A lot of firewood. It needs it all. All right. I could walk the distance. Not worth it going to the Aetheryte shard and teleporting over to this one. I could just probably takes about the same amount of time. Ziabast. Without meal, we're doomed. Doomed, I say. The price of even a single fish has skyrocketed. Okay. Food. Firewood, glue, and food. All right. So, what goods should I hunt down? Usual amount of firewood, but twice as much food and glue. That's about what I expected. What with the damage caused by the chaos and the lack of meal, people are bound to need food and the materials to make repairs. Fortunately, those are both within my means to provide. Thanks for your help, and I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about the business. You really meet some characters, eh? Alright, there's another quest out of the way. That leaves us with only 2 quests left. Little and late, and let's see. Legacies lost and reclaimed. And then we can move on with the, actually, you know what? Before I move on with the main storyline, I think I'm going to head back to the Crystarium and finish off Freedom and, from Privilege. Alright. The forlorn free citizen cast an imploring gaze about the room, catching your eye. At last, eye contact. I know not why, but the other paupers who have passed through avoided my gaze most intently. Dreadfully ill-mannered, the lot of them. I should think they ought to be grateful for the opportunity to complete this task for me. An opportunity that is now yours. In short, I require that you locate my manservant, who has served me faithfully for years. He recently displeased me in adding a touch too much milk to my afternoon tea, and alas, I unthinkingly pushed him into the sea. Oh, for the love of God! Seriously? Seriously? I shouldn't even bother looking for him. I should tell him to run. You crazy SOB. I feel somewhat contrite about that now. My mind has been freed from Valthri's influence, of course, particularly as I found myself entirely incapable of lacing my boots without assistance. Oh, really? And will be forced to wear these hideous shoes ere he returns. Searching for him myself is quite out of the question. Naturally, if I could remember his name, I suppose I might call it out. But as matters stand, I am afraid I shall have to rely on you to seek him in my stead. The young man is a Mistel of considerable stature, with long hair. I do hope he's keeping it well groomed while he's away. I imagine he may be found weeping in the derelicts or some such. When you locate him, please do convey my apologies for having acted in such haste, and tell him, lest there be any doubt, that I should be delighted to have him return to my service. Man, you're a jerk. He puts a little bit too much milk into his tea. He pushes him over the ledge into the water below and expects him to come back and work for him again? Oy. The debonair dame has lost something of great import. Part of the imposition, but I am in desperate need of your assistance. I lost several pieces of jewelry that are ever so dear to my heart in the commotion, and I've been quite unable to locate them. I am searching for a tiara emblazoned with my house's crest, an engraved necklace, and an amethyst ring. As you might guess, each is a family heirloom. I know not where I dropped them, out of my wits as I am at the time, but they cannot have vanished into thin air. They must be in the city somewhere. Only I had the faintest inkling of where to look. Please, might I beg your help? I would give you anything to have them safely returned to me. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, we got everything. It looks like they're down here in the derelicts. Doesn't look like there's... Oh, there's some things up there in the understory and the canopy. Okay. So I'm going to run up there real quick, get them plugged out of the way, and then head down and get those other quests done afterwards. Okay, we got the engraved necklace up here. So we found a necklace. The other piece is up top near the stairs. I mean, she had to have walked down this way. She can't be that oblivious to lose all that. Now we've got an emblazoned tiara. Okay, so we got two of the three pieces. That means the very last piece has got to be in the over here in the derelicts and the buttresses. So we got all that fun stuff. Okay, so I'm going to teleport down to the Glory Gate. The Ethernet. The Glory Gate. And we are going to go and pick up these last couple pieces of these quests. There's the would-be bodyguard. I wonder if that is the manservant. No, I'm afraid I haven't had my hair cut recently. Though, if you believe your employer may not be able to tell the difference, I would be happy to accept the role. I'm quite good at swimming. Alright, so that's not the Mistel we were looking for. Oh, it's a sightseeing log. Looks like I could possibly get there through the roof, maybe? See if I could jump from here to there. Yeah. 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 Or maybe not. Or maybe, yeah. No. Flab, nabbit. How am I supposed to get up there? Looks like it's gonna be something for... Oh, I see. Oh, boy. Ah. Alright, that's the would-be bodyguard. It's like I gotta jump on this roof, but I gotta jump on that top roof there, and then I could jump across, and then up, and then I could get the sightseeing log. Or I could say to heck with it, wait until I've got a, flying in this area, and then I could just fly up there and just pick it up that way. Oh, wait, no, I can't fly in this area. This is the city. Can't fly in the city. Not even allowed to mount up. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anybody else here. You would think that once I got done talking to the guy, that circle would have disappeared. And I searched that building, and there's nobody in that building. Search it again. Yeah, there's nobody in here. And you can't get into that part of the building. Guess I'll just stay up until I find the right guy, I guess. Before that, I'm gonna try doing that jump one more time. See if I can't get on and get that sightseeing log. That'd be nice. Yes. Nice. Haha. Yes. Okay, here we go. There's another. There's the last piece of the jewelry. The amethyst ring. Weeds done's it. Now, before I go back, I am going to head over to the southeast derelicts. And I'm going to check for that manservant. Alright, let's see. We've got the Oh, manservant right here. How can I help you? What? Or rather, yes, it was certainly I whom you seek. That the master regrets casting me into the sea does come as a surprise. However, for a blessing, I was rescued by some kind-hearted Ondo who happened to be in the area. However, I did feel compelled to offer them my spear in return. Tragic though it is, given that the master primarily valued me for my service as a bodyguard, it would be quite impossible for me to return to his employ. Now, yes, it's out of the question, I'm afraid. Please, give him my regrets and tell him that I will miss him dearly. I don't blame him for saying, no thank you, I've had enough of you, sir. You tried to kill me, and therefore I don't want nothing to do with you. Why has he not returned with you? Because he wants nothing to do with you. Oh dear, I dare say that spear was his only possession. But to replace it is a simple matter, and I shall do so forthwith, now that I know where he may be found. Ere I depart, I do accept this as a recompense for your services. It is but a pittance to me, I assure you. Now I must make haste. He did say that he missed me dearly. I shall have to ask for his name this time. Alright, now let's give the jewelry back to the debonair dame. Were you able to locate any of my heirlooms? Yes, you could have easily found them yourself. Oh my, you found all three. There can be no mistake. Seek but to serve is inscribed here, you see. It was my family's motto long before we came to Yulmore. My grandmother taught me its meaning, that we ought to always love others before ourselves, aid the poor and the downtrodden. And I see with clarity now that it is that spirit that those of us in Yulmore have been lacking, and which we must reclaim. Like my ancestors, like you, we must learn to care for others regardless of the benefit to ourselves. I know not how I could possibly thank you enough for this, but please believe that you have my eternal gratitude. All right. So it looks like we cleaned up all the quests here in Yulmore, so I'm going to head back now to the Crystarium. Alright, there we go. Crystarium. We're going to head back to the Crystarium, and we are going to talk to Lurik. Which he's down near the markets. I think that's the closest location for the Aethernet. Yep. Well, the other place I could have gone to is the Pendants, but this will do. And we're gonna want to run down south. And Lurik's there in the back. They won't let me behind the bar. Forgive me, Kona, but I would forego the wine on this occasion. Father's lackluster reception has put me in rather dour spirits. As you may have gathered from our exchange, I'm a free citizen of Yulmore. Owing to my parents' considerable wealth, I have enjoyed a relatively privileged upbringing. Privileged, and unbearably boring, which is why I quit the city and resolved to become a bounty hunter. I'm no fool, though. I am well aware of my fortunate circumstances, which is why I elected to seal them from the people of the Crystarium. People are wont to jump to uncharitable conclusions. I feel as though you and I have established a rapport, though, and so I thought it best to bring you into my confidence. I pray you refrain from telling others. Now then, since Lambert has decided to turn this into a race, we have no choice but to oblige him and slay Andrea before he does. This call for a veritable army of hired hands. Alas, in a fit of frustration, I refused Father's coin. Without additional resources, we have no choice but to conduct the search by ourselves. Moreover, I'm rather embarrassed to admit that I can pay you only a token of sum this time, but I trust that will not deter you from joining me anon. I was never in this for the gil. Really? I mean, of course you weren't. Perish the thought. All right. And it looks like the quest continues on. Lyrique appears to have been struck by an epiphany. Oh boy. We're getting struck with epiphanies. Oh no, my friend, thank the gods you're here. Ever since we parted ways, I've been exhausting myself, running all over the Crystarium, questioning anyone and everyone, hoping someone might have seen Andrea, but alas. So you haven't gone outside even for a bit? Well, of course, surely this is the limit of what a man with meager financial resources can accomplish. But never mind all that, for it but recently dawned on me that the vision you beheld of Renda Ray's past could hold the clues for which we have been desperately searching. When you first described it to me, I felt as though I've heard it before, and I had. My wet nurse had told me the exact same story when I was still a boy. It was a tale of a courageous hunter who, together with her comrades, embarked on a quest to slay a notorious mark, a great horned beast. They came upon their quarry in a desert, and there they attempted to lay it low. Alas, the beast had a singular strength, and the hunter a fatal weakness. And so in the ensuing struggle, her comrades were killed, leaving her the sole survivor to swear vengeance. Do not agree that your vision is a perfect match for this tale? Then there can be no doubt Renda Ray is the celebrated hunter, the hero I so admired in my childhood. After that tragic day, the hunter resolved not to rely upon others and instead slew the beast herself. She somehow found a way to compensate for her weakness. Anyway, my recollection of the tale is likely riddled with errors. We should ask Miss Olvara to recount it in full. She was a bounty hunter herself before she entered into our service, you know. Also, in light of all this, I should share with you an interesting theory concerning all the virtues I heard from a fellow hunter. Apparently, each appears to be driven by particular memories, moments that forever change each of these fallen heroes. Makes sense, doesn't it? Renda Ray being a hunter of notorious marks in life and in death. I don't know why it never occurred to me before. But if it is indeed the reason for why she behaves as she does, then the more we learn about Renda Ray's adventures, the better our chances of predicting where she'll turn up. All the more reason to go and see my former wet nurse. Miss Olvara lives in Gatetown and Kaluja. Let us be off then. Alright, back over to Yulmore. Back to Kaluja. Alright, so teleporting to Kalusia. Let's see. I think... Yeah, let's just go straight to Yulmore, and I'll take the Aetheryte, the Ethernet shard to the Kalusia zone. Ethernet. The path to glory. Okay, so she's out here. All right, let's mount up Zephyrius. I got the black chocobo. Ah, there we go. There's his wet nurse. Olvara. This is Miss Olvara, the wet nurse who raised me for practically the entirety of my childhood. She was bonded to my family and lived with us in the city at the time, but when I came of age, she was forced to leave. My, you've grown into such a strapping young man, but I can't imagine you came to Gate Town just to pay me a visit, my little Reek. Not in front of him, if you please. To answer your question, we did in fact come to see you. There were stories you told me as a child of a courageous hunter. Was that hunter perchance the warrior of light, Renda Ray? Of all the reasons you could have had. Aye, those stories were of Renda Ray, the greatest bounty hunter of her day. The legend so many aspired to become. Less so after the flood. It was still fresh in everyone's minds when I was younger, and for all the good they had done in life, none could deny the chaos they sowed in death as sin eaters. But despite all of that, me and my mate still looked up to her. We knew all her feats and swore to preserve them in secret if need be, as she might inspire future generations as she had ours. So years and years later, when you wanted to hear tales of adventure and heroism, I couldn't help but share with you the ones nearest and dearest to my heart. I only wish I hadn't had to change all the names. That is true. The hero who I looked up to as a child, whose tales of daring do drove me to take up the bow as you had, to pester you for training, that I might become a bounty hunter. It was her. Miss Olvara, Kona and I are hunting Andrea, and we believe that one of the stories you shared with me may help guide our search, namely the one about the great horned beast that killed her friends. Tell it to me again. Wicked White, is that? Oh, my little Reek, very well. Even as a young hunter, Brenda Ray's incredible hearing was unparalleled. She could track her quarry through a forest by the most minute sounds of their passing, from malms away even, by some accounts. Even the most subtle and stealthy beast never eluded her for long. A misplaced foot? A snapped branch? Eventually, Brenda Ray would know, and her aim was always good and true. As she grew older and honed her skills further, she set her eyes on bigger prizes. She became a hunter of notorious marks, and together with her comrades, earned fame and fortune. As their reputation swelled, so too did their egos. Only the most dangerous game would suffice, and so they resolved to hunt the scourge of Norvrant, the devourer of souls, Alam Quits. But what Renda Ray did not realize was that her greatest strength would prove her undoing, for when she faced Balam Quits, the beast roared with such force that it brought her to her knees. Helpless, she could only watch as it claimed the lives of her beloved comrades and fled. after burying the hunters and vowing that she would one day avenge them, took to the road once more. She met Ardbert and his fellow warriors of light, and for a time she accompanied the fledgling heroes on their adventures. To them, she was a breath of fresh air, a vibrant young woman who savored every moment and found joy in the simple pleasures. They knew naught of her fallen friends, or how their deaths weighed heavy upon her still. The party wandered the realm, performing many great deeds and growing ever stronger, as did Renda Ray. While in Kalusia, she even devised a means to defend against the powerful roar that had been her downfall that faithful day. And then, while engaged in an adventure in Raktika, a rumor reached Renda Ray's ear. Balam Quit, Scourge of Norvrant, Devourer of Souls, had been spotted wandering the Setia swamps. 'Twas a golden opportunity, but to seize it would be to face the beast alone. She could not wait for Ardbert and the others, nor could she ask that they forsake their sworn duty. But perhaps it was just as well, for the memory of her defeat still haunted her. The courageous hunter had allowed a single fear to take root in her heart, the fear of losing her new companions, as she had her old. So it was that Renda Ray ventured forth in secret, resolved to slay her hated foe, Balam Quits, alone. And with all her strength and guile, the legendary hunter did just that. Vengeance claimed, she rejoined Ardbert and the others, and never spoke of the terrible battle twixt her and the dread beast. From that day forward, she was Renda Ray, the warrior of light, and the deeds of her and her comrades would be celebrated forevermore. It's strange to think that the woman I admired when I was young would become the sin eater I swore to slay. What she became doesn't change who she was. Even if the tales were a little embellished over the years, they were rooted in truth. She was and will always be a hero to me, and to you, I hope. Okay. Thank you, Miss Elvara, for everything. I promise I will visit you again soon. So Conan, remember that theory I told you before about the virtues being driven by powerful memories? If Andrea is reenacting the journey leading up to her confrontation with Balam Quits, the one that took her from Amarang to Kalusia, then her next destination must be Raktika Greatwood, wasn't it? Right. That was where she laid low the beast at last, in the Setia swamps to be precise. And so that is where we shall go. Let us away. Now listen, Reek, there's an awful lot of people don't know about Renda Ray, or the world for that matter. So wherever you go and whatever you see, remember not to take it at face value. Don't just accept what others tell you is good and true. Listen to your heart and decide for yourself, and be safe. Oh no, was it? It was such a pleasure to meet a friend of Reek's. His parents never hesitated to provide him with all the wealth and opportunities they could, but when it came to love and support, well, all I could say is that it is a miracle that that boy turned out as well as he did. One can never have too many friends or too much support. That goes for you as well, I should think. Alright. So now off to the Raktika Greatwood. And I'm going to just teleport over there, and I'm going to go to Slitherbow. Okay, let's see. Reek is down here. So just around the corner. Alright. Let's get on a flying mount. Sildra, huh? You should be down here by this tree. Yep, there's Lurik. Looks like we're gonna be doing a duty here. Alright, when I was little, Miss Elvara seemed so much bigger and stronger than me. Though, to be perfectly honest, the way she carries herself even now bespeaks a confidence I cannot help but envy. But never mind that, we have a virtue to hunt. Let us commence our search at once, and keep your weapons at the ready, my friend. Okay, so here we go, everybody. We are going to be synced down to level 76, and we are going to have to hunt down a virtue. All right, let's go. Let's give this a shot. Let's see what happens. Oh, here we go. About time our luck took a turn for the better. There she is. What? Ow? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I wish you were all here with me, but I know it's better that you're not. We have a score to settle, you bloody bastard, and this time, I'm ready for your tricks. Holy cow, that thing's huge. Oh, let me guess. I've got to be the one that's doing this. Oh, joy. Yep. All right, let's see what these moves do. Heavy shot. Acidic bite. We got radiant arrow. Hunter's prudence. Okay, that heals us. Dueling arrow interrupts the use of a target's actions. Okay. So the first three are attacks, and the fifth one's an interrupt, and the fourth is a heal. Okay. Get this started. Holy cow. Aha, there we go. I had no effect. Darn it. Rumbling Thunder. Let's see if I can do that one, maybe. No. I won't let it in like this. Oh, so they all showed up. Ardbert and them. Well, hurry up, guys. I'm about ready to die here. All right. No effect. Oh boy. And that side move don't even work. There we go. Yeah. Duty complete. Not bad, not bad at all. Yeah, tough old bugger. Everyone all right? Hardbert, I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone, and I'm sorry for trying to go it alone. And why, pray tell, did you even try to do something so foolish? If we'd been here from the first, it wouldn't have been anything but approaching a challenge. Back in the day, I was a bounty hunter. I've told you that much, but I haven't told you about my old partners. Together, we tracked and claimed countless notorious marks throughout Novrant. We were the best in the business. Everyone knew our names and our reputation. They called us legends. And somewhere along the line, we started to believe it too. And then we set our sights on Balam quits. I survived. They didn't. I swore vengeance, but I had no idea how to go about pursuing it. Then I met you lot and thought that maybe with your help, I might just have a fighting chance. Please see, I never intended to keep it all a secret. It's just you never asked, and since I'd rather not talk about it, easier to live in the moment, you know? The next town, the next job, the weeks flew by, and after a time, I started having second thoughts. I'd lost those closest to me before. I didn't want to live through that again. Are we or are we not comrades through thick and thin? These bonds of fellowship between us must come before all else, otherwise they may as well not exist. You say the thought of losing us pained you. What of our feelings? What of our loss? What if we had not arrived when we did? You saved our lives more times than I can count. How dare you refuse to let us do the same? And without those keen ears of yours, I'll never know what bollocks Braden and Neilbert were whispering about me behind my back, and ignorance is not bliss, let me tell you. This one's worth a fortune, and fame besides. I'll wager we won't have to pay for our drinks when we get back to town. Oh God, it's not another night to remember. Don't you worry your pretty head over your fearless leader's questionable constitution. Take pride in the victory, for the small folk will sleep easy once they hear Balam quits demise, until Ardbert's drinking snoring wakes them from their slumber. And on that note, I think it's time we quit this place. And Renda Ray, I trust that next time you decide to hunt deadly game, you'll do us the courtesy of extending us an invitation. And there I thought I was doing you a favor by keeping you out of my personal affairs, selfish as it was. Oh, fine, but if you go and die on me, I'll pay a necromancer to raise you from the dead, so I can kill you out of spite. Agreed. Now then, mind cutting off whatever it is you need to take back as proof of the kill? I don't want to lose our reward on a technicality. Ah, crystal. Such a fine crystal. Why not hold on to it as a memento of this occasion? Wake up, damn you, hello? What's wrong with you, huh? That's the second time your so-called gift has cost us a chance at slaying Andrea. You know what? I've had enough. Enough, I say. Yes, I don't need your help. I am perfectly capable of hunting the sea deer on my own. Good luck with that. Upon our return to Gate Town, you'll be given your final payment and we will be free to go our separate ways. Alright, back off to Clusia. So I'm going to teleport to Yulmore again. And we'll head over to the Path to Glory. All right. Let's mount up. Honestly, I don't know why I ever placed my faith in you. You are such a disappointment. Consider this a formal dissolution of our partnership, let alone ever again speak the names Reek and Kona in the same breath. Yes, never again, and with that I bid you good day. When he was little, Reek's parents punished him for a time by withholding his allowance. Without money to lavish on his friends, he soon found out that many were only drawn to him by his wealth. I dare say he feared you would abandon him as they did and decided to push you away first. I'm not trying to make excuses for what he said. I only hope you can find it in your heart to forgive him. Take some time to think it over, then come and see me. Oh, and take this for your troubles. Olvara cannot help but worry for Lurik's well-being. I am sure a talented man like yourself is needed all over the realm, and so I thank you for sparing a moment to hear me out. As you two parted ways, Reek has come to visit me several times. Though he is blessed in good health, I worry for his spirits. I think you may have been the only friend he has had for some time. I considered journeying to the Crystarium myself to look in on him, but I find travel rather difficult these days. If you would go in my stead, I would put my heart at ease. Okay. Off to see the butt munch. All right. Now I'm gonna go via the pendants this time because I think it's actually closer to where he's at. Yeah, he's in a different spot than he normally is. Or no, he's not. I have to wait for him. Ludwig's customary seat is empty, and there is nothing to suggest he has occupied it recently. Perhaps someone will have noted his passing. Alright, I gotta ask around. Like, Dartfort might know something. Maytach might know something. Lurik, the Mistel Lordling, if he ain't sat at his usual table, then I have no idea where else to look. Let's ask May. Looking for Master Reek, are we? I dare say you're the only one. Word is Mummy and Daddy cut him off, so there's no point in pretending to like the little sheet anymore. Last I saw him, he was moping about like someone had shot his Amaro. I'm sure he'll turn up eventually. Alright, let's see what the mage has to say. Lucia, right? You're Lurik's partner. I was with Lindbrid, remember? I ought to stress, because after we left you, we headed straight to Rectica. We heard a rumor Andrea was there, and Lindbrid wanted to strike while the iron was hot. By the time we realized we were outmatched, it was too late. I saw Landbrid fall, and when the Eater set her sights on the others, I fled. Call me a coward if you like, but my cowardice saved my life. Wicked White. I still remember looking back as I ran and seeing Landbrid raised to his feet. I told everyone what had happened to warn them off the hunt. Some listened, but a few bloody fools took up their weapons and joined the hunt. Glory-hungry imbeciles, and not one of them has returned. Didn't expect Lurik to be one of them either. I remember thinking it odd, especially when I saw him leave for Rectica alone. You're meeting him there, I presume. Good luck, friend. But I have no doubt that you're going to you're going to your doom. Okay. So he's back over at Rectica. So we're gonna go to Rectica. We're gonna head to Slitherbow. All right. Fly to where the imbecile is. No, this is a fate. Never mind. Don't want a fate. Kona, why are you here? Don't tell me you came for me. It's terrible. It's horrible. Andrea, she's... Brenda Ray, I ought to remain. If aught of you remains, then hearken to my words. I have come to lay your soul to rest alone, as you yourself faced Balam Quits a century ago on this very ground. Ambrid? Oh, gods, no. Don't tell me you beheld a vision of my past just now, didn't you? Yep. I thought as much. Wasn't but a moment ago that I confronted them. Awfully useful, that trick of yours, though I can't understand why you kept using it every time we ran into Andrea. I don't have control over it. Huh? So it wasn't something you did deliberately? Good to know. Anyway, unintentional or not, at least I won't have to convince you of what I saw. She turned Limbrid and the others into hunters, and those other hunters into sin eaters like herself. Hume Axeman, a Galgant swordsman, a dwarven healer, an elven mage. Looked awfully familiar, didn't it? She's rebuilding her fellowship. She's remaking the Warriors of Light. But for the life of me, I can't understand why. I mean, I understand why she came here in the first place. She's reliving the hunt for Balam Quits. But Renda Ray slew the beast by herself. The stories were clear about that. No, they weren't. Stories were false. What? They were too? Then the stories were wrong? Yes, they helped her kill the Balam Quits. God, strike me down. I've been such a fool. Why did I ever think I could do this alone? I hope you could find it in your heart to forgive me for all the things I said, Kona. I've regretted my behaviors ever since the day we parted ways. It was stupid and nonsensical and utterly pointless. I'm not sure I could even tell you why I did what I did. It's fine. It's water under the bridge. Thank you, my friend. I hope it is all right if I call you that. Alright, well, let's go find her and beat her up. Right then. Andrea should be around here somewhere, still on the hunt for Balam Quits, I expect. Not that she'll ever find it. No doubt Lambrid and the others are with her too. He and I may have had our differences, but I would not wish that fate on my worst enemy. He deserves to be laid to rest. They all do. Renda Ray most of all. She is my hero, and if I have to kill her to save her soul, then so be it. That's right. But this is too much for even the best hunter to handle alone, and I am far from the best. The only way to see this through is together, you and me, my friend. What say you? Of course, I always agree. I asked for a word, and you give me a nod. Fair enough. Before we resume the hunt in earnest, though, let us return to Gate Town to let Miss Alvara know all is well. After all, you wouldn't have come unless she sent you. You got the gist of it. You understand. Yeah, she sent me. Alright. Now we're heading back to Kalusia to talk to Miss Alvara. So we're gonna head to Yulemore. And then we're gonna head off to the path to glory from the Ethernet. And we want to go to Path to Glory and then back out to Gate Town. Talk to Miss Alvara. Okay. Okay, there's Alvara. Kona, what a pleasure to see you again, and in the company of Little Reek, no less. Am I right in assuming you've patched things up? Yeah, manner of speaking. I should like to think so, yes, and it is all thanks to you. Had you not implored him to give me another chance, I might well be sitting alone in the swamps, dwelling on my myriad failings. And you, my friend, I know not why you sought her out on your own, but I am glad you did. Miss Alvara is perhaps the only person who truly cares for my well-being, but she has no one to look after her. Don't be silly, Reek. I have you, don't I? And before you start blabbering about how you wish you could properly reward Kona, as I can tell you're about to, I know I've prepared a hearty meal just for him. Oh, that's very thoughtful of you. Nevertheless, I shall see you both duly compensated once we have claimed the bounty for Andrea. And claim it we shall, for united, Reek and Kona are unstoppable, is what I would like to say, but I know my own limitations better than anyone. It would be prudent to make proper preparations at this juncture. You two should see to it that you are ready for the struggle ahead. It will be a mighty one indeed, but one well worth the effort, my friend. Alright, cool. Finish that quest off, and it looks like we can't continue this until we are level 80. So now we can continue on with the main storyline. So I gotta go and talk to Urianger in bottom rung at the ladder. And that's quite a distance away. But here we go. Let's take a gander, see if there's any other quests. No, no more quests. So just to the bottom rung. Kona, dost thou see yonder pair of Talos? For a blessing, they were found to be in good repair. Master Chai prepareth to activate them as we speak. With our arcane knowledge, Ishtola and I will serve as his attendant, or as assistants. At the appointed hour, we shall imbue the golems with aether. Others, meanwhile, attend to the ladder itself, which hath too long lain neglected. Extensive maintenance will be needed ere it can move again, as well as myriad materials with which to perform it. If thou art willing, we would prevail upon thee to procure lumber. Alright. My thanks, Kona. Directed to the south, thou wilt find a dry dock, Venmont Yards. Pray see if thou canst persuade the folk there to part with some lumber for our cause. Alright. Southwards. To the lumber yard, or to the shipyard for the lumber. Oh there, sinner. Haven't seen you around before. New to Gate Town, I take it. If you need lumber for a shack, you've come to the right place. We can do the building for you too, though that'll cost extra. You want lumber to restore the ladder? Why in the world would anyone want to do that? If you don't have the coin, least you could do is come up with a believable excuse. But look, I'm not one to turn folk away. I'll give you your lumber if you do me a favor in return. I just finished taking stock of our supply and was about to do another round for good measure. I want you to do the counting instead, and we'll see if your total matches mine. Now, some of the lumber's lying about the yard, but most of it's kept in the storehouse. For these, you could just ask Grithhill for the number. Here, I'll lend you some writing materials so you could take notes. Take stock of the supply of lumber at the shipyard. What you learn can be reviewed in your key items. Okay. Let's talk to Grithhill for the amount here. Taking stock for Irvith, are you? Well, last I counted, we had 68 planks in the storehouse here, and 9 of those are rotted through and through. So we tossed them out. Oi, Grithhill, another load's just arrived. 13 planks all told, but one's damaged. It's only good for kindling now. Right then, bring the good ones here and be sure to let Irvith know as well. So how many planks does that make now? You're writing down those numbers anyway, right? I'm sure you can work it out. Jot down the details of the conversation. Alright. Alright, now we gotta count lumber laying around. So you got, I don't know if those be counted as lumber or not. Ah, lumber stack, here we go. They're making us do math. 11 planks in the stack. And there should be another stack kicking around somewhere. Probably over here. Maybe, possibly. No, not there. Maybe up top. Who knows? We'll find out. Yep, there we go. There it is up here at the top. Lumber stack. You count 24 planks in the stack. Okay. Alright, so we need to do the counting. So let's see here. Boom. Okay, so we got 68 in storehouse, 9 discarded, 13 delivered, 1 damaged. So let's see, 68 plus 13. That'd be 82. And then minus 10 takes us down to 72. So 72 plus 24. That's 95. It's 106. Done, are you? So how many planks did you count? 106. Aye, that's exactly what I counted. Thanks for your help, friend. Taking stock fair puts me to sleep, but it has to be done. As promised, I'll give you your lumber. What do you need it for anyway? We are repairing the ladder. You were serious about the ladder? I'll be damned. If that's the case, please let us help with the work. We're shipwrights with no ships to build, only shacks. Well, it's a living. We all itch to do something greater. This fellow you say is in charge. You reckon he'd mind the likes of us barging in on his project? He'd welcome the help. Wonderful, I'll round up the lads and lasses and we'll head over to the ladder, along with all the lumber you need. Awesome. More slave labor. Oh, not the chair. Not the chair. There we go. That's better than the chair. I draft Chocobo. Ah, thou art returned. Wert thou able to procure the lumber? Well, well, to secure not only the material, but the eager cooperation of the shipwrights besides. Their expertise shall greatly avail our efforts. Master Chai's own efforts have not been without struggle, but he hath proven himself to be a determined soul. I doubt not that the work shall be complete ere long, and we may continue on our way once more. Though it hath been years in the making, at long last do the people stand united in defiance of the world's fate, their hopes spurring us ever onward towards journey's end. Whatsoever may await us when thou takest those final steps, I pray that it shall be with a smile upon thy face. Urianger is wearing a pensive look. Oh no. Ah, but prematurely do I give myself the sentimental musings. Many more pressing concerns demand our attention, not the least of which is the matter of how we might reach the mountain detached from the land as it is. For the present, 'twould appear we have matters here well in hand. Perhaps thou shouldest take thine ease for thy time. Thou wilt need every ounce of thy strength for the trials ahead. So I just go and I'm waiting for the work to be completed.
Would you look at that? The citizens of Yulmore engaging in what can only be described as manual labor. Who would have thought it possible?
My thoughts exactly.
Do you know the most reliable way to deal with those who stubbornly refuse to see reason? You conquer them, crush them under heel. Such was the trusted method of Alec, and one still favored by Garlemald. But conquest is the easy part. The true challenge begins once the dust has settled, quenching the glowing embers of animosity and maintaining a semblance of peace. This requires the conqueror to treat the conquered with dignity, and the conquered to let bygones be bygones. A difficult feat to achieve.
Right.
But you have achieved just that, to my considerable surprise. It's a compliment. Take it. The vibrant energy that fills the air when like-minded souls gather. To think back on that time before time, fair brings a tear to the eye. What? You thought ancient beings like us incapable of crying? Well, rest assured that if your heart can be broken, then so can mine. Back when the world was whole, we had family, friends, loves. Men knew peace and contentment, and with our adamant souls, we could live for an age. There was no conflict born of want or disparity. Our differences paled into insignificance next to all we had in common. And then there was Amaroth. Never was a city more magnificent. From the humblest streets to the highest spires, she fairly gleamed. Not that you would remember any of this.
Ember.
Never mind. The point is, the world of old was a far better place than what we have now. I believe you would like it, having witnessed the things you have. Remember, you are of the Source. Unlike the half-men here, you stand only to gain. Should you survive the remaining calamities, you will become our equal. A complete existence in a complete world.
It would never be complete because you guys ruined the 13th. You made it into a void.
Later. To work, hero. There was one thing I had meant to ask. How well do you know the Exile? Has he ever deigned to show you what hides beneath the cowl?
No, but that's a question I really would like to know myself.
What? Never? Even to you? How very interesting. I shall enjoy working out what it means. Until next time.
Doubted you for a moment.
All right, they got the Talos working.
It's alive.
It's alive.
I don't know if you remember, but when we first met in this world, I was all but spent. I never thought to wonder why until now. I think it all just got to be too much. The guilt of causing the flood. Knowing everyone hated me. But the worst thing was the solitude. Time wears you down. Solitude eats away at you. It was this close to finishing me off. But as bad as it got, and as empty as I felt, I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like for Emmett's self. All of which is a long way of saying, don't make a choice that leaves you alone. Nothing is worth that. Especially not eternity.
Glad tidings, my friend. The ladder lives again.
All right.
The three of us have been invited to do the honors. Are you up for it? Of course, if you're worried that the whole thing might come crashing down, we can always find someone else. That's the spirit. Come on then.
I don't know, you could have sent Thancred with you.
My comrades and I. Once upon a time. Watch the horizon grow, and the town shrink below us. Awed and terrified in equal measure, we ascended without a word, the silence broken only by the rhythm of the gears. No one but me remembers that day. Remembers our journey and our end. Retread the path. Seek, and you may yet find.
Oh, there's an aetheryte crystal up here. There's still people that live up here. Alright. We're at the top rung now. Now we gotta speak with Alphino. And here we finally are at the top rung. The others should arrive ere long. Alphino, Kona, come up here. There's something I need you to see. What could this be about? Okay, I think she's over there. Holy cow. Oh, look at it all down there. Oh, tiny. Ooh, there's a sightseeing log up here. Nice. So I must have to go back down. Go this way. Get where Alice is. Yep. There's a village, Kona. Over to the northeast. So there is. Yet after 2 decades without the ladder in operation, I would not be surprised if such an isolated settlement had long since been abandoned. Nor I, but that was before I spied someone leave it and proceed to head in our direction, all the while trying to remain unseen. Whoever this mysterious person is, they should still be out there. Go on and take a look, Kona. Search your surroundings for the mysterious person. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out, target the figure, and inspect them with the left mouse button. Alright, so we gotta find the mysterious figure. This is right there. Mysterious person. Haha. We spied you. And here he's back to the village. There's someone, right? And they were spying on us. Personally, I feel comfortable not knowing who they are. What do you say we investigate? I'm curious too, I must admit, and I dare say we have a bit of time ere the others ascend. Settled then. Let's head to the village and see if it's indeed inhabited. Okay. Off to the village. We'll see if anybody's living there. By the looks of it, there is. We've already seen one person. So this would be the scree. So this is where one of the creatures we gotta hunt is. The hoodoo. Give Zephyrius some more Gestal greens, and we are gonna pack this hoodoo. There we go. And you just kill 2 more. And 1 more to go. There we go. Got 468,000 Lancer experience points for that. And let's mount back up. Amity. You hear faint sounds from inside the building, however the door refuses to budge. Okie dokie. Dried victuals. Food has been hung out to dry in the sun, and quite recently, by your reckoning. Okay, so what's this next thing I gotta examine? You over here? No. Back here? No. No. Come on. Where are you? Oh, maybe I gotta talk to Elsa. Could have sworn I heard a noise. Yeah, I could have sworn I heard a noise too. Maybe inside this building? Aha, here we go. The cups are half empty or half full, depending on how you see such things. Behind the counter, a kettle bubbles steadily over the stove. Yeah, definitely people living here. What news, Kona? Were you able to find anything of note? People are definitely still living here. Indeed. While there is no one to be seen, 'tis plain that this village is anything but abandoned. The villagers are trying to conceal themselves. They're doing a rather poor job of it. But if they don't wish to be seen, what are we to do? I say, aren't you the ones who saved my life? Oh, it's him. You're Tristal, the artist from Mulemore. You remembered. Ever since we parted ways, I've worried about you. Bound for the city as you were. Never did I imagine that we would meet again, and here of all places. We could say the very same thing to you, my friend. I'm glad to see you hale and whole, but tell me, what is this village? This is Amity, a settlement made up of those who survived being exiled from Mulemore. As I wandered the wilds, I chanced to cross paths with an uninhabited, with an inhabitant of these parts. He took me through a secret tunnel which led to the top of the bright cliff. I've been here ever since. Life is hard, but we know a semblance of peace. Well, we did at any rate, until Mount Glug broke away from the earth. Then just as suddenly the ladder started moving again. And you feared whoever was coming up would threaten your lives. Aye, but I see now there's no cause for concern. Will you tell me what has brought you here? And we tell him the story about Vothri being a Lightwarden and how he fled the city and went to Mount Glug and yep. So Vothri's a sin eater and he's fled to Mount Glug. 'Tis a strange tale, but I have no reason to doubt your words. I owe you my life. If there is anything I could do to help you, need but say the word. Your help would be most welcome, Tristal. To begin with, we request your people's permission to reconnoiter the area. If we are to confront Vothri, we must find a way to reach Mount Glug. Of course, you hardly need our permission to be here. I will tell the others about you and yours. Now, we haven't much to offer in the way of hospitality, but our village is at your disposal. Please use it as you see fit in your quest. $780,000 Lancer experience points. Woo! A lot of experience. Oh, hey, new quests. Got ourselves some new quests here. We got 1, 2, 3. Looks like 3 quests. All right, let's talk to LSA. Ooh, new weapon. High mithril weapon coffer. LSA is eager to get on with the task. Me too. I want that spear. Yet another hapless soul that Elfinos saved from mortal danger, I see. Some things never change. At any rate, it seems that brother has had a mind to linger. Meanwhile, I have a mind for us to explore. Right, let's explore. Gona and I are going to scout out the area. We'll be back in a while. Oh, very well then. Just take care out there. All right. I'll have to do some exploration, but I'm going to also pick up some quests while I'm out here. Restless Hunter is scanning the horizon. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen a tall, skinny human girl on your travels? Tons of them. No? Do you think you might lend a hand in finding her then? She has a terrible habit of wandering away when left to her own devices. Not the safest pastime when you consider the wildlife around here. I'll start looking near the ladder, but it would make me feel better if I knew someone was searching along the cliff at the same time. Would you do that for me? I suppose I could. Thank you. I've seen her walk off to the southeast before, so you might want to try that way first. If you do find her, please send her back to Amity. And let's... Ooh, new helmet. Raleigh needs estimates, and he needs them now. Listen, friend, I'm run off my feet here. I need someone to take stock of our remaining food stores, and you just volunteered. No, I didn't. Not everything in this village needs to survive is hauled up from the lowlands, and if matters don't settle down soon, well, I won't be surprised when Wright and Stilltide begin hoarding goods instead of selling them. Not unless it's for an outrageous price. Anyway, that's enough speculation. I need estimates. Accurate estimates, mind you. From them, what's in charge of our edibles, grains, grog, and meats. Off you hop. Alright. Talk to Wallman about our foods. I'd say we have more than enough dried meat to go around. There was peril in the hunt, but the haul was plentiful. Alright. They got plenty of food. They don't have to worry about food. On to the grog. We put a good dent in the liquor we got from the dwarves, so we might have to make do with water at some point. At least, even a fresh source with the river nearby. Okay, grog is low, but you guys can make do with water. And last but not least, I wonder if I can go in here. Nope. So the person I'm looking for is around the back. Grainkeeper. Their grain looks kind of low. Raleigh wants an estimate. Well, you could tell him not bloody much. We'll need to think of something because we're running low on both grain and beans. Okay, so their grain and beans are really low. Grog is low, but it's not like they're gonna run out of anything to drink. And their meat's good. Grain is a problem then. I'll see if we can't trade our surplus meat and right for a few stacks of barley and the like. That will get us through for the moment, but we'll need to come up with a long-term plan. Well, I'll think of something. Thanks for doing the legwork, friend. Say, have you ever considered taking up work as a quartermaster? No, can't say that I have. New helmet. Got a new helmet. Got a new helmet. Dwarven Mithril Helm of Maiming. It literally is a dwarven helmet. Oh my goodness, look at that ridiculous looking thing. It's even got a beard. And you can see the eyes. Little eye holes. Oh, it's hilarious. Okay. Update the gear set. Let's see if I can open the visor. Oh, and if we open up the visor, the eyes light up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that is hilarious. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I gotta take the materia off the old piece of helmet. Off the old helmet there. Let's see. Retrieve materia. Begin. And retrieve materia. In. There we go. Materia retrieved. I'm gonna have to get that equipped on my new helmet pretty soon. Alright, let's see what Silgrin has. Just money. Greetings, stranger, and well met. They say folk don't often go out of their way to visit amenity. Me, though, I came here with a mind to raise crops. What? You don't think a man could farm this land? Well, you seem like a well-traveled lad. Why don't you head over to my field back there and take a look for yourself? I'd be curious to know what you think of my chances are of taming this barren soil. Alright. And there's a fate that I don't really care to partake in. Dirt has hardened and cracked. This dirt is bone dry. A tiny sprout has emerged, but is already beginning to wilt. Nothing seems to be growing here. And last but not least, even weeds refuse to grow here. Alright. Gonna head off to the southeast. See if we can't find that woman. Says we're out and about and all. Oh, she's being threatened by a Talos. The lanky lass. Let's give Zephyrius some more greens. There we go. Sense a hostile presence. Leave the lanky lass alone. There we go. Now we gotta aid the lanky lass. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Who are you? Good question. Sent you to find me, did she? My little brother lives down here, there you see. And this place offers the best view of Gate Town. Yeah, it's a pretty good view of Gate Town. I'd wanted us to leave together, to give up on being chosen, but he'd become obsessed with the idea of Yulmore, and when I heard about the fighting and such, I got so worried. And now, here I am, causing the same kind of worry for my neighbors. My apologies. I'll be more careful in the future. Okay. Back to Amity. Okay, there's still a grin. So, what do you think of my crop? It was pathetic. Oh, one of the seeds has sprouted. That's wonderful news. I had no such luck with my previous attempt. Even a small victory like this is worthy of celebration. It brings me one step closer to turning my little plot into the farmer's field of I now dream of. A dream some say will never come true, and yet scratching here in the dirt has already brought me more fulfillment than I ever have felt from the empty life I lived in Yulmore. Not that I wasn't terrified when they first kicked me out the gate, mind you, exiled over some petty disagreement and destitute but for the few pieces of jewelry I concealed upon my person. The sale of those trinkets brought in some meager wealth, which has largely gone towards my agricultural endeavor. Thus, should my crops fail to produce a harvest ere my funds are depleted, I shall be left with nothing in this world. I have never felt so alive. Here, my friend, a few coins for your services. My friend came back safe and sound, saying how she was saved by a stranger. I assume that was you. She seemed less brooding than usual. What did you two talk about? I never knew she had a brother. Many here have lost their families. Maybe that's why she thought to keep it secret. But now that things in Yulmore have changed, we shouldn't have to creep about the lowlands like thieves anymore. She'll be able to visit her brother openly. No more stealing away to peer over cliffs. Who knows, maybe I'll even go along. She might need company on the road, and what else are friends for? I think I'll have a word with her right now. Thank you again, sir. All right. Excellent. Now to connoiter with Alice A. Alright, the path diverges. Let's split up so we can cover more ground. I'll go east if you would be so kind as to head west. We can aim to meet at the foot of the mountain, taking note of what we see along the way in a short while then. Alright. To the west we go. They'll see me on this goofy mountain, they all want to attack me. Under attack by a Sin Eater. I don't want none of your tender love. There we go. Now where was that Aetherite? I think it was up here. Like this is a Eastman town or something. All Warrior. Amaro Keep is up here too. So this is a dwarf town. All right. I think one of those would be a cool mount. Okay, here's another destination. Probably gonna get assaulted by another Sin Eater. Oh, 2 Sin Eaters this time. And it's toast. Oh, Onwards. Flax. Hulks. Like a bunch of metal rods laying on the ground. All right, here we go. Alizé. What do you got for me, Alizé?
You're a sight for sore eyes. I don't know about you, but I bumped into quite a few sin eaters out there.
Yeah, same here.
You too, then. It seems the closer we get to Mount Gulg, the more of them there are.
It looks hilarious.
Looks a lot bigger from here, doesn't it? If I were Vorthri, the first thing I'd do is surround myself with as many sin eaters as I could lay my hands on. And judging by the number we've already faced, his lordship is of the same mind. This is going to be a tough climb.
Yes, it's gonna be.
But first things first. We need to determine if climbing is even an option. The more I look, the less likely it seems. Y'shtola is right to be worried. But flying may be our only choice after all.
Heck? Like little flying automated turrets.
There you are. Master Alphino was afeard you had met with some misfortune.
Urianger. And you too, Exar. What brings you here?
I wish to observe the final struggle with my own eyes. I arrived at bottom rung too late to accompany you, but I was in time to join Urianger and the others. Come, let us see how this unfolds.
I don't think those little turrets
Well,
stood a
see
chance.
cards off the table.
If we have learned that much, then the Machina have served their purpose.
Ah, so that's what they were for. Wasteful, but effective.
It would seem our foe will not be reached by land or air. We must needs withdraw to consider another course. Master Alphino waiteth for us atop run. Thither should we make our way.
Man, that looks so goofy in that helmet. Okay, so now we head back. Back to the top rung. And it's like a bunch of metal rods just laying on the ground. Kind of curious what will happen when one pops up. It's just a bunch of shards. Just as I thought. Curious as to what this, what they would construct into. Oh, look at those. Oh, there's some hulking behemoth creatures. Or how many more Aether Currents I need here in Calusia. Oh, I still got a lot. Got 7 more to find and 3 more to get from quests. I didn't expect to see the Chais here, though I suppose it's well within their rights. At any rate, it's time to tackle our next little obstacle, finding a way to reach Mount Golg. For this, we'll need to put all our heads together. Yay, weapon! New weapon. Oh, that's an interesting looking spear. Okay, updating my gear set. Alright. Let's retrieve the materia. What's this convert do? Oh, you can convert items into materia. Nice. I got quick arm materia out of that. Yeah, that's what I should do with some of this extra gear I got kicking around. So selling it. Convert it into materias. Evan's Eye materia out of that. Evan's Eye 5, which isn't really all that great. It's still cool though. I could sell it. Alright, let's sort this stuff out. I'm gonna head back to the Crystarium, and I am going to... So you know what, I'm gonna pick up the quest first before I head to the Crystarium. Alright, this is where I get my chest gear. Now let's say I would share the findings of your scouting mission with everyone.
In short, there's no path, and the sky is thick with Vorthry's winged devils.
Aye.
We might consider Amaro, but without extensive training, we cannot hope to contend with the Eaters. Yulmor's airship fleet, meanwhile, consists solely of transport vessels ill-suited for battle. And without the expertise of one such as Cid, we are in no position to attempt a refit.
Oh, it's so frustrating! That wretched mountain should jolly well come back down to us!
Now, dearest, we mustn't disturb these good people at their work. We've ridden the ladder and seen the sights. It's past time we took our leave.
The lady may well have the right of it. Mount Gulg will not soon come down to Earth, nor can we compel it to do so. But if the mountain will not come to the land, mayhap the land may be made to come to the mountain. In the a Talos large enough to reach out and take the volcano in its grasp.
Okay.
To build such a golem would be an onerous undertaking indeed.
Yet the principle seemeth sound in itself.
Boulder Dash! No one has ever made one even half that size. Leaving aside the small matter of logistics, which, by the way, would be no small matter, the design would be unimaginably complex. Though, I suppose, if its only function is to cling to the ruddy mountain, perhaps it needn't be. A solid base, firmly rooted to the ground, sacrifice mobility to simplify the construction, reducing materials required. Wait, what am I thinking? We would still need a veritable army of people to do the work. Left to the crew that helped down below, it would take decades, if not a nice round century.
Right? This thing's a huge undertaking.
So we need more hands. And what sort of things would these hands be required to do?
Let's see. First, we need people to procure the stone for the chassis.
Right.
The rock found in the mountain would suit our purposes well enough. It would be a simple task to quarry the stuff, but given the stupendous quantity required, we need all the help we can get.
We have friends amongst the miners of Armoray. I will go and petition their aid.
While you do that, I'll make for more soup. I'm sure I'll be able to drum up some support.
Then I shall return to Calusia. From fishers to carpenters, Yulmore is home to all manner of talented folk. I dare say their skills will avail us.
Is there anything else you need?
Well, yes, actually. Magic. Lots of the stuff, as much as possible. To awaken a talus of this size would require an entire congregation of mages.
How about Faye?
Many among the Knights Blessed are gifted in the arcane arts. I will recruit them to our cause.
The Fey folk, too, possess surpassing aptitude in magics. Yet they are not wont to cooperate in the endeavors of men. Leastwise, not without making all manner of mischief. That being the case, I would instead call upon the people of the Crystarium, with thy permission, Exarch.
We are at your disposal, as are our Amaro and Chocobos.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me you can call on not only the people of Yulmore and the Crystarium, but the Knights Blessed and the Maul, and even those miners? But that's just about everyone in Ballynorvrand. Who are
Yep.
And how did you come to have so many friends?
The artist Elfino and his assistants. Or should I say the saviors of the world? Adventurers of no import. Saviors of the world.
Saviors of the world? Are you being serious? Oh, gods, you are.
So, as you can see, you will not want for bodies. I trust you will have your design ready in good time for their arrival. Norvrant is counting on you, heir to Daedalus Stoneworks.
We'll be back as soon as we can, and we'll bring the whole world with us.
I take it we will be assisting Master Chai, though I am quite sure he has everything under control.
Okay, so I got to speak to Chai News. Have the design ready, she says. In good time, she says. Does she even understand what's involved? Before I can even attempt to design anything, I need intimate knowledge of the land, knowledge of locals. Last I heard, no one lives here. Yeah, there's dwarves. What? A village of Umoran exiles? But those people have every reason to loathe a free citizen like me. They couldn't possibly be willing to cooperate. This will never work. Never. I never should have fixed that ruddy lift. Never should I have ridden it up here. Never should have. Never should have. Oh. Oh dear. Darling appears to have lost the plot. But he has it in him, Kona. He's the cleverest man I know. He just wants for confidence sometimes. And if you were to give him some words of encouragement, I'm sure he can give you your Talos. A bit of advice I learned from his mother. He responds poorly to obvious praise. You'll need to find another way to stoke the fires of his motivation, awaken his sense of daring. Choose words that best encourage Chinese. In order to succeed, you must lift his spirit sufficiently during the conversation. So indirect and something to get his blood boiling, pretty much. Chinese is plagued with self-doubt. I can't do it. No one can. A Talos of that size, no one ever dreamed of it. Alpha No once struggled to collect firewood. He did, but he's such a capable lad, brimming with confidence. I suppose even the most capable among us have struggles to overcome. Still harbored some misgivings. But regardless of my own feelings, I can't do a damn thing without help from those villagers, and they're not bally likely to give it. Crystals among them, you said so yourself. Least you've forgotten we essentially sent him to his death. Even if the others don't bear a personal grudge, he would never forgive us. You don't know. Until you apologize, I'll come with you. If you were there too, perhaps he'd be more willing to accept an apology. Wait, what am I thinking? Rely on others to fight my battles? It's disgraceful, is what it is, and it might even make things worse. China still harbors some misgivings. Still? And in the end, it is not even a question of forgiveness. Building such an enormous Talos is impossible, and no amount of contrition will change that. And even if by some miracle the people of Amity were willing to let bygones be bygones, they'd think that the plan is absurd. I think it's absurd. Alright, it's less absurd than the change that's come to Yulmore. We liberated a castle with a strategy that many would call absurd. Everything you touch turns to gold. No, okay. Let's try. We liberated a castle with a strategy that many would call absurd. Well, now, to flood the very castle you sought to reclaim, such a strategy could indeed be considered absurd. Yeah, you succeeded, not in spite of, but because of it. Our own strategy may likewise seem absurd, but maybe, just maybe, it stands a better chance of success for it. Optimistic. Okay, good. But be that as it may, there are risks to consider should the venture fail. I imagine for a moment that we fail to reach Fothri and only succeed in provoking him. In his fury, he may well unleash his hordes of eaters and we'll meet a horrible end. I'll protect you, I'll protect everyone, then we'll go together. We could build Talos for battle. Then we'll go together. Oh, so I could die with you? How very kind of you to offer. But it's all the same, I'd rather keep on living. Still harbor some misgivings. Okay, let's boost it. How can you remain so optimistic throughout all this? It's downright tiring. Tell me, why did you throw yourself into the midst of such a grueling struggle? I got roped into it. Oh, to protect those I love. Indeed. What else could compel us to face such dangers? I too have someone I wish to protect, with whom I want to live out my days in peace. There we go. Completed it. Yes, by the gods, I could do this. I just need to have a little faith in myself. That's right. Right, let's head to Amity and speak with the villagers, with Tristal. My love, things are liable to become more dangerous. I want you to wait for me back in Yulmore. No, wherever you go, I'm going too. Besides, you're not the only one who has to apologize. But there's no telling what may happen out here. I don't know if I can keep you safe. Perhaps this is a bad idea after all. I don't think I have what it takes. Smack him alongside the head. Master Chai, that you are beset with doubt is proof that you can envision the task ahead. And that which man can envision, he can make reality. Thus did some old friends of mine once say. Even should it be a feat fit for the divine, if something has been done before, then it most assuredly can be done again by our own hands. That's a little idealistic, don't you think? Perhaps, Master Chai, perhaps, but what is man if not an idealistic creature? It is not an easy thing to achieve one's dreams. My friends can attest to that. Countless times did they meet with frustration in the course of their endeavors. None would have found fault with them had they given up, yet they never did. One step ahead of after the next, they forged on towards their goal, and for their determination they accomplished numerous feats that many believed lay beyond the reach of mankind. Like them, you are a man of science, and amidst your doubts, surely there is a spark of desire to make the impossible possible. Come, darling, like the old days, I would be the first to see your Talos. And you shall be, my dear. I would have none other at my side when my greatest masterpiece awakens. Right then, to Amity. I'm glad my words struck a chord. Shall we? Okay, and with that, everybody, it is now 12 o'clock. Thank you all for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit a like. And if you want to see when I get new videos on, subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am on Twitter. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me. And I will catch you guys all tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, everyone. Until then, have a good day, and I'll catch you later.